guys, Rikochi here. I hope you guys are doing great. Now, where is the safest place to keep your money, or if you want your money to grow, which is the place to keep your money? At the bank or in an investment? Now, this question was asked me by one of my students who wanted to know where she should keep her money. And I think it's an important question that every one of us should get to know. Money is very hard to come by these days. And so when you get the money, you have to know exactly where you can put it so that the money can be productive. Now, the fact is that most people, when they do get money, the first place they think of, if they are not spending it, is to put it in a bank. Now, that is okay. The bank is one of the safest places to keep money, but hey, it is not one of the wisest places to keep money. And so, for me, what I desire for you to know is to know the various avenues that you can put your money in so that the bank will not be the only place to put money at. Now, what you need to understand is that a lot of people do not know this, but what you need to understand is that when you go put money in the bank, what happens is that the bank takes that money and gives it to entrepreneurs, investors to go and work with it. And then when they do work with it, they charge them a certain percentage for interest and then give you a little bit after they bring back the money. So your money does not actually stay in the bank, it goes to work. All right. And so what you do is that you give the bank the benefit of doubt, give him the trust to be able to invest the money for you. But I believe that one of the places, there are lots of places that you can also put the money and watch the money grow for you. Now, as I said, you have to be able to understand that money is hard to come by these days. And when you get it, you have to invest it wisely. What you need to do is that when you get it, no matter any amount you get, no matter the quantum of money you get, you have to split it into three. Okay. One of that first thing, a percentage of it should go into your emergency fund, and a percentage should go into your spending fund, and then a percentage should go into your investment fund. Now, let's say you get 1,000 cedis. All right, depending on what you want to do with or your philosophy, you can divide this money into three. Okay, maybe 250, 250, maybe 500. All right, then you decide to spend the 500. Okay, because you don't want a situation whereby you spend all the money, you put a little amount of money in your savings, and then you spend it off and you want to go and touch your investment. No, so you put majority of the money in in your savings, in your emergency fund. All right, and then you can spend that. Okay, so let's say you put 500 Ghana cedis in that savings account at the bank, so that anytime you need it, you can go and take it, right? But the 250 that you have put aside, 250 should go into an investment account, and the other 250 should go into an emergency account. What is an emergency account? The emergency account is an account that um, is sort of a middle ground between your savings and then your investment. Okay, when you are hard pressed for money, you do not touch your investment, you go into your emergency account. All right, so your emergency account serves as when your savings is run out and you are hard pressed for money. In order to prevent you from touching your investment, you reach out into your emergency account. It's so important because when there's nothing like an emergency account, the temptation to touch your investment will be high. So it's so important for you to be able to understand that these three bucket savings is critical. Your savings account, your emergency account, and then your investment account. So any amount of money that you get, you have to divide it into these three parts, okay? And put a chunk of it in your savings account because you go into your savings account often. You don't want the temptation to jump into your investment account when the need be. So it is important for you to understand that put enough money in your savings account, but also leave enough in your emergency account so that when your savings account runs out, you will not touch your investment, but you touch your emergency account. Now, anytime you get money, remember to be feeding these three money bucket. All right, your savings, your emergency, and your investment. Now, when you're able to keep feeding these three bucket, it will help you to develop a discipline that will help you throughout your life. Because a lot of people do not know these three buckets, money bucket savings, and so they go out and then they spend money anyhow, indiscriminately. They don't really go out to really get to understand how their money is spend, but they go to just spend the money anyhow.